My name is Luna, and I'm the youngest mermaid in the Coral Kingdom. Every day, Mother warned me about the surface world, about the nets, the boats, the humans who'd cage creatures like me in tiny tanks. But while my older brothers explored shipwrecks and chased dolphins, I was stuck practicing scales in the palace gardens. Today, I decided I was done waiting. Please, subscribe now. You won't believe what happens when Luna reaches the surface. The morning current pulled me upward as I slipped past the kelp forest guardians. My heart hammered against my chest. Just a quick look, I promised myself. Just one peek at the world above. I swam through crystal waters, past schools of silver fish, beyond the boundary stones marked with ancient warnings. The water grew warmer, lighter. And then, I broke the surface. Sunlight exploded across my vision. I gasped, drinking in colors I'd never seen below. Brilliant blues, impossible greens, and something golden that made my scales shimmer like never before. Shorebirds cried overhead. The air tasted strange and wonderful. I was so mesmerized, I didn't notice the fishing net until it wrapped around my tail. I thrashed and screamed, but the net only tightened. The rope burned against my scales as someone, pulled me upward. Panic flooded my chest. Mother was right. I'm going to die here. The net lifted me into blinding sunlight. I landed with a wet thump inside a wooden bucket. Through blurred vision, I saw her. A human girl, maybe 10 years old, with sun-darkened skin and eyes wide with shock. She dropped her fishing pole and stumbled backward, her mouth forming a perfect O. For 5 heartbeats, we just stared at each other. Then she lunged forward, and I thought, this is it. But instead of reaching for me, she grabbed the bucket with both hands and ran. Her sandals slapped against wood. A dock, I realized. She was running down a dock, with me sloshing in her bucket, water spilling over the sides with each step. Abuela, she shouted. Abuela, no mires. Don't look. An older woman's voice called back in Spanish, asking questions, but the girl kept running. She ducked under a clothesline, darted around a stack of crates, and finally crashed through a door into a small, dim room. She set the bucket down on a rough wooden table and leaned over, panting. Sweat dripped from her chin into my water. Okay, she whispered. Okay, you're real. Mermaids are real. Please, I gasped. Please, I need to go home. I need water. Salt water. She jumped back like I'd shocked her. You talk? Of course I talk. Tears stung my eyes. Please, I can't breathe in this. This water is stale. I need the ocean. Will she help Luna, or turn her in? Tap the bell icon so you never miss what happens next. The girl's face shifted from fear to something else. Determination. Wait here. Don't move. Obviously. She gave a slightly hysterical laugh. You can't move. Sorry. Just wait. She disappeared, leaving me alone in the bucket. Through a small window, I could see a slice of sky. So close to freedom, so impossibly far. Minutes passed like hours. My gills burned. My tail felt heavy as stone. Then she burst back in, carrying a large glass jar filled with water. She'd dissolved something white into it. Salt, I realized. She'd made salt water. I don't know if this is right, she said, carefully lifting me from the bucket. Her hands were surprisingly gentle. My name is Marina. What's yours? Luna. I sighed with relief as she lowered me into the jar. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. Thank you. Marina sat on a wooden crate, eye level with my jar. My abuela tells stories about mermaids, about the sirenas who grant wishes to people who help them. Is that real? My heart sank. Of course, it was always wishes. I can grant one wish, I said carefully. If you help me get home, my brother's coronation is in 3 days. I have to be there. Marina's eyes lit up. One wish. Anything? Within reason, I can't make someone love you or bring back the dead or... I want to save my abuela's restaurant, Marina interrupted. Her voice cracked. This restaurant, we're losing it. There's a big hotel company buying up all the buildings on this dock, and if we can't pay what we owe by Friday, we lose everything. Can you make money appear? I thought of my father's treasury, of the shipwrecks full of gold coins and jeweled chalices. I can do better than that, but first, you have to help me get home. Marina's face fell. I want to, I really do, but... She gestured toward the window. The hotel company has guards on every dock now. They're worried about protesters, and kids definitely aren't allowed on the water. If they catch me anywhere near the ocean, they'll tell my abuela, and she has enough problems. My heart cracked. Another impossible situation. There has to be a way, I whispered. Marina bit her lip. Maybe at night? After the guards change shifts, there's about 10 minutes when they're all getting coffee at the stand on the corner. If we're fast, then let's be fast. Please, share this with someone who loves ocean magic. Let's get Luna home. That night, Marina snuck back into the room with a backpack full of water bottles. She carefully transferred me into a larger container with a lid. This is going to be bumpy, she warned. She wasn't kidding. The world became a jostling nightmare of darkness and sloshing water as Marina ran through the town. I heard voices, adults calling out, asking questions, and Marina's breathless excuses. Finally, the sounds changed. Waves. Waves. Cool night air hit me as Marina removed the lid. Stars sprawled across the sky like scattered diamonds. And there the ocean, my ocean. Quick! Marina panted, looking over her shoulder. They'll be back any second. But before she could lower me into the water, lights flooded the dock. Oye! What are you doing? A man's voice, harsh with authority. Marina froze. In the lights from the guards' flashlights, I could see tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, she whispered to me. I'm so sorry. The guard was coming closer, his boots heavy on the wooden planks. I made a choice. Marina, I said, pour me in. Do it now. But you'll be right in front of them. They'll... Trust me. Pour me in, and when you get home, go to the tide pools behind your restaurant at dawn. 3 rocks stacked on top of each other. Look underneath. Marina looked at me for one more second. Then she tipped the container. I hit the water like coming home, like breathing for the first time. The salt embraced me, healing my burned gills, energizing my tail. I dove deep and fast, but not before I saw the guard grab Marina's arm. Hold on, I thought at her. Just hold on. I swam deeper than I'd ever swam, past the ships and the nets, past the boundaries I'd foolishly crossed that morning. Guardian sharks circled, recognized me, escorted me home. The coral kingdom rose before me in bioluminescent glory. My mother saw me first. She didn't scold. She just held me while I sobbed against her shoulder and told her everything. This girl saved you, Mother said slowly, and now she's in trouble because of you. I know. I have to help her. I made a promise. My father, the Meridian King, swam forward. His expression was unreadable. Promises to humans are dangerous, Luna. They ask for the moon. She didn't ask for the moon. She asked to save her grandmother's restaurant. I met his eyes. Please, Father. She lost everything because of me, and I can fix it. Father was silent for a long moment. Then, what do you need? 4 hours later, as the sun rose over the surface world, I surfaced near the tide pools behind Marina's restaurant. Using my tail, I carefully stacked 3 rocks. Then, working with my brothers and a team of royal collectors, we placed beneath them a waterproof chest containing 50 gold doubloons from a Spanish shipwreck, a string of black pearls, each the size of a thumbnail, 3 emeralds, uncut but genuine, a silver compass that never failed, valuable to collectors, It was enough to save the restaurant. Enough to change everything. I added one more thing. A small shell that sang with my voice when held underwater. A way for Marina to call me if she ever needed help again. As I swam away, I saw her running across the sand toward the tide pools. 5 years later, I was sorting through reports when a messenger fish came racing into the throne room. "Princess Luna, there's a human at the surface. She's asking for you. By name." My heart leaped. I swam faster than protocol allowed, breaching the surface near our boundary rocks. There she was. Marina had grown tall and confident, her hair longer, her smile bright. She stood on a small boat painted with the words, "Abuelas, serving love since 1982. "Luna!" she waved enthusiastically. "I can't believe I found you. Marina, you're okay. The restaurant? Saved." Marina's eyes shone. "Those treasures you left. Luna, we were able to pay off our debts and renovate. And it gets better. A food critic came and loved us so much, we got written up in a magazine. Now we have tourists coming from everywhere. Abuela hired more staff. We're expanding." Joy flooded through me. "Marina, that's wonderful. But that's not why I came." Marina leaned over the boat rail. "Last month, I started a foundation for kids in fishing communities, scholarships, equipment, education about the ocean. And I wanted to ask if maybe you'd be willing to meet with some of them, to show them that magic is real, that the ocean is worth protecting." I stared at her. "You want me to meet more humans?" "Not just humans. Kids who love the ocean like we do. Kids who need to know there's something worth believing in." Marina smiled. "You saved my family. Let me help you save yours." I thought about it, about my mother's warnings, about the dangers and the nets and the greed, but I also thought about Marina, running through the night to save me, about promises kept and treasures shared, and the way one act of kindness had rippled outward into something bigger than both of us. "When do we start?" I asked. Marina's grin could have lit the ocean. Loved this story? Subscribe and turn on notifications for more magical tales every week. Comment below. What would you wish for if you met a mermaid? Share this story with someone who believes in ocean magic. Next week's story: The Dragon Who Couldn't Breathe Fire. You won't believe how this little dragon saves the kingdom. See you there.